I built it, put it up here. I was all proud of myself, and I'm like, I got my basket.
Thanks so much for joining me on a call. It's really awesome to talk to you. I appreciate it.
Hey, anytime. This is a cool product.
Well, thanks. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Stefan.
Well, it's Steven, first off.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Um, I'm born and raised in Florida. You get to play in the sunshine for most of the time, except for the 2 weeks a year we have winter. Um, I got myself a Jeep back in 2013, and the goal of the Jeep is to be able to go anywhere and do anything. The flaw of the Jeep is there isn't much room to do it with. So I have a four-door Jeep to give myself some extra room. And, I had to go out and I ended up building, or I had to buy a shelf for the back because I didn't know about this product because this would have saved me about $200. And on the shelf, I store all kinds of things. So I cut my storage in the back in half. So I have, upper storage and lower storage. And now, well, still need more storage.
Always can use more storage, right?
Always use more storage. And when you're out and about, and whether you're at the beach and your towels are sandy and dirty, or you're playing in the mud, you need a place to put them that isn't inside your vehicle. So, I have one of those typical trailer hitch um, baskets, and those are great, but they sit really low, and you have to remember it's there if you go to change your angle too much. Oh, I was introduced to this maker pipe, and I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the videos, and the first thing that came to mind is I can make a basket, and I can make it bigger, and I can make it do what I want it to do, and I can do it for about $400 less than buying one.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, those Jeep accessories can get pretty pricey.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, the basket for the top of my Jeep that I was looking at is about $800. And it's not the size of the basket that I built. And I'd probably have to I put a tie down system on the top of my Jeep. So when I take the top off, I have a place to put it so it's not taking up space in the back. So to put a basket on here, I'd have to take that tie down system off, fill in my holes, put in new holes, then put the basket on here. And you're looking at $800, and you're only going to gain about 100 pounds. I'm like, that's a lot of money for 100 pounds. I'm like, well, I see maker pipe and I'm thinking, all right, basket. So I made myself a 4 by 4 foot basket. I'd like to have gone up a little higher, but I have, height constraints. I have a garage I need to be able to fit into. And currently I make it by about half an inch.
Oh, wow. That is not much room for air.
Not much room. So, the air may be coming out of the tires in the summertime to get into the garage. So I've got this beautiful 4 by 4 basket. It's rock solid. It's mounted to the tie down system that was already here. So I haven't lost anything. I just gained something. And I can put all kinds of stuff in here. And it's just, I got up here again today and I grabbed the hold of the basket, and the whole Jeep is rocking. Nothing's loose. It just holds on, not making any wind sound when I'm driving on the highways. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, that's great. Have all the connections stayed tight? People ask about that quite a lot.
They have not loosened at all. And I have not put Loctite or anything on it because, I'm one of those guys. Let me test it and see how much I can really push the limits. These
Sure.
haven't they haven't loosened up at all. None of them. I put them down, tightened them down, no Loctite, and they're all here. And they sit outside. They're in the weather, and over the last 2 weeks, it's gone hot, cold, and they haven't they haven't even faded. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's great. That's a real test in Florida, right? With so
Uh,
much sun.
the Florida sun will beat anything up.
Yeah. I I get questions a lot about that, if they're going to rattle loose. And the best thing I can figure is that the connectors act as some sort of like washer, lock washer, right? Where they're pushing back against the the fasteners, but that's the best answer I've got for people so far.
Yeah, that works. They hold. I mean, they really hold. Even when I was adjusting the basket to level it out, I had a hard time. I had a hard time doing it because they hold on so tight. You really got to almost back the screws completely out just to move your poles around in there, and then you got to tighten them back down. Um, but once it's attached, it's just not letting go. I mean, nothing's letting go. I use it as a ladder to climb up to the top. I put my foot on the back wheel, grab a hold of this basket, and just pull, and nothing moves.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. I'm glad you're having a good experience, and you've got a really nice Jeep. It looks like you've accessorized it,
Oh
um,
yeah,
from the photos, and I appreciate you posting that in the community. I loved seeing it.
yeah. Anytime. This was really cool because you know, I've been looking at baskets for the last almost year, and I didn't want a heavy steel basket because the hard top only holds 150 pounds. And if your basket is 150 pounds, you're at your weight limit. You
Mm.
can't do anything with it. So I was looking at aluminum baskets, their prices go through the roof. So when I saw the maker pipe, my girlfriend actually found it. One of her friends on Facebook shared something about it. So she shared it with me. So I went back and I'm on your website. And I'm looking at the product, watching the videos, and I'm thinking, this is really cool. This is a great way to use this pipe. So my first design was this basket, and it's simple. It's a square. There's nothing hard about it. This is not rocket science.
That's good. Yeah, it struck me how, because a lot of people can get hung up on how they're going to attach the basket and make it, but it looked like yours was really simple, keeping it
Yeah.
simple.
Well, like I said, I have an aircraft style tie down system that's adjustable on the roof already. And I've been using that for all kinds of accessories. And then you're using bungee cords to hold everything down. There's really nothing to keep it from sliding around but a tight bungee cord. By putting the basket on and attaching it to the same tie down, I still have the tie down system. So I have access to tie down things in more ways than I know right now. The basket is attached to the tie down system because they came out with this little piece with a screw on it. And I'm thinking, that's perfect. That'll hold the basket in place beautifully. Couple straps and you're golden. And it's just amazing how much stuff I can get on the roof, and it doesn't move. The stuff doesn't budge. And now that there's a basket around it, even if it slides, there's bars keeping it from leaving the Jeep.
Oh, that's great. What is because I noticed the connection point, it was right on the hard top. Is that right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can do this. I can't even turn my camera around on this, can I? All right. Well, I'm just going to turn my camera around.
Okay.
So I don't know. So this is my tie down system.
I can
And
see great.
basically, yeah, it's basically an aircraft system where you put the circle in there, you move it into this piece here, and you have a tie down that just lives right there.
Mm.
Well, they created this that's actually instead of a single point, it's a double point that's underneath these with one screw, a no frills strap. And I have it on two sides here, two on the other side, and it doesn't let go. I mean, the whole Jeep's going to move. It's fantastic, working beautifully.
Right.
You
That's
know,
fantastic.
yep, that I use these pieces for the corners. I use the T's for the bars going across. I use the T's for bars coming down. And of course, I had to put the ends in there because without that end, that becomes a bee or a wasp area. And you just don't want that to sneak up on you in Florida.
Sure. I bet that gets pretty nasty.
Yeah, because you'll be up here climbing around. Next thing you know, you're getting attacked.
Right.
Not to mention that they work really well as feet. They're protecting the hard top from the conduit from grinding into it, so I can really tie it down tight. And it's really just fantastic. one of the coolest products I think I've come across. And I've already made a table to extend the bathroom with it, and it's just limitless.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I've got some pictures too I want to share real quick that you posted to the community. Can you see those?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same thing that you just showed us.
Yep.
Um,
That's where it is right now.
nice. And then there it is zoomed out. It's a great looking Jeep.
Thank you, sir.
And
That,
it's just so simple. I mean, you used just a handful of connectors to pull this off.
yeah. And it didn't take much work. You cut your pipes, you connect them, and if I want to add a couple more horizontals on there, I don't even have to remove this or loosen it to do it, because the connectors themselves are so thin. I can get them around the pipe without loosening anything up, and I can literally add, three more horizontals on the bottom if I want to.
Right, whatever you need. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting the way you used the T connector and just spaced it. Because if you put two T connectors back to back, the basket would have probably been too high. So you just used one, and then do you have the conduit just resting on the bottom pipe?
Yes. So with the two T connectors connected with an actual pipe between them, the basket would be about 7 inches tall,
Right.
which ordinarily I'm okay with. But like I said, I've got a height constraint to fit it into a garage.
Oh yeah.
So what I did is I cut um, 1/2 inches of the conduit, and I put it in the T connector. And what I did is I lifted up the top bar a little bit and extended it down. So there's actually some force on it. So it's not just free flowing. There's
Oh, great.
actually, there's a little more stability in there by forcing it straight down. And that holds it, and it does the job beautifully.
Good. Well, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you're happy with it, and it's a pleasure to see it. I love when customers save a lot of money.
It's a genius thing. I don't know how you came up with it, but this is a genius product. And I keep watching for other connectors because, I mean, your site's kind of dangerous. I see a new connector and I'm thinking, ooh, I know how to use that. So, I've tried to show it off in the Jeeping community. I'm like, guys, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. You can build your storage in the back. You can do all, I mean, I'm looking at making another storage project in the back. When you lift up the back glass of the tailgate, there's this blank space up there, kind of a waste of space. I'm thinking, if I can do a couple pipes up in there, I can have a rack to tie down something to it.
Oh, great.
So this stuff's going to end up everywhere.
Well, yeah, I love seeing someone do an initial project, right? And then the wheels start turning and different projects come up over time.
Oh
Then
yeah,
I know they're enjoying it. So that's great that you're thinking about other things. And you said, did I catch that you have a bathroom project that you're working on as
yeah.
well?
So my my bathroom counter is very tiny for some reason. I don't know why they did this. I've never seen this anywhere else. It's literally big enough to hold a sink. That's it. So you have like an inch going around it. It's horrible. And due to a lack of space, my cat litter box lives next to it, and it's just empty space. So I built the table to go over the cat litter box and actually extend my bathroom countertop out a good two. I think I bought a 2 by 2 foot piece of wood. I got 2 more feet of storage there.
Oh, nice. Great.
Yeah, and it worked out really well. It's sturdy. My cat jumps on there. So if it'll survive an 18.5 pound cat jumping around, it'll be okay.
Yeah, especially for bathroom use.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
Well, that's great. I'm glad it's working out for you, and I really do appreciate you taking time out to show your build and talk to me. It's probably such a small little thing that small little hardware piece, but I'm glad you made time to talk with me today.
these small little pieces make life easy sometimes. So I built it, put it up here. I was all proud of myself. And I'm like, I got my basket.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, that's what it's all about, right? You made to exactly what you needed, and you're proud of it, and that's the DIY
Exactly.
spirit for sure.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah.
these were made for.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then saved a bunch of money on top of that. So
Oh,
uh,
saved a bunch of money,
great.
hundreds of dollars.
That's good. Yeah, I hope we get more interest from the Jeep community. We've had a few builds. We've had some roof racks, some soft top frames. I'm trying to
Ooh,
think of some other ones. I think there was even a rack that held gas cans, jerry cans on the back that I saw once. So
oh,
there's
that's
been a
cool.
little bit of interest.
I have, here in Central Florida, we launch rockets just east of me, 45 minutes away, and the rockets go. So we go out there, and to go for a rocket launch, you're usually out there about 4 hours prior to launch, just to make your space. So I back the Jeep in, and I set up a little camp behind the Jeep, and I have this little trail shade, which for the most part does the job. But as the sun starts to set, you got to block the sun. So I'm sitting here in my driveway. I've got my trail shade set up, and I'm using maker pipe to make more of a frame so I can hold up another tarp or something to block the sun for when the sun goes down or for when it rains.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, this stuff's going to be everywhere.
Great. Well, snap a picture next time there's a rocket launch and you got that shade up. I'd love to see that.
All right, will do.
That sounds like a fun time.
Always is.
Yeah, I bet. All right, Steve. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks for the offer. This is kind of cool.
Yeah. And if you need anything from me in the future, don't hesitate to ask. If you get need any, a second thought on those projects or whatever you might
Okay.
need, just holler at me. I'm glad to help.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
All right. Take care.
You too.